Hello, my name is David Mahalik. This is Steve Martin here at Fort Defiance Industries. We're talking about the P2131 Automated Field Steam Sterilizer. In this maintenance video, we're going to talk about how to replace the steam trap. So you can kind of follow along in the manual. Pretty simple, a few steps, and Steve's going to show us how to do it. So if you kind of come in here and zoom in, we got the steam trap right here. And so, the steam trap is very critical to the operation of the sterilizer. If during a cycle, when steam forms in the chamber, it will seal off a bellows in the steam trap so it can build pressure. But as condensation forms during the cycle, it will cool off the steam trap, open the bellows, and allow condensation to flow through this hose back into the tank. So that's kind of how it reclaims the water. So the steam trap, very important to the operation. If it doesn't close off, you won't hold pressure. And you'd probably hear some popcorn, pretty loud noises as the steam blows through directly into the tank. Not going to damage anything, but you would know that the steam trap is hanging open. Sometimes particles can blow through and hold it open, or it can fail altogether. The steam traps typically run to failure, so it should run for a long time, but if it does fail, we're going to show you how to replace it. So first step, you're going to turn off the SMU, disconnect all the power, and we've already done that. For this video, we've kind of completely disconnected this from the SMU. We've taken off all the panels. When you do this on a setup sterilizer, you'll just slide this out, disconnect 3 hoses, make sure power's disconnected so you're safe from any electrical shock. And you're really going to want it to cool down. The steam trap gets very hot, so you want it to be cool. And then you are just going to have to remove the left side panel, which from this bulkhead will be this panel right here. Now we have all the panels removed so we can video this, so I'm going to let Steve get to work. So first we are going to, step number 5 in the manual, we're going to disconnect the top of the steam trap using a 7/8 inch wrench. And you don't have to counter torque. There's actually a retainer on that bulkhead that will hold it as he loosens it. Alright, now step 6, he's going to disconnect the bottom nut of the steam trap. This time he's going to use a 13/16 wrench to counter torque, and he's again going to use a 7/8 inch wrench to loosen the nut on the hose connection. Now the next step is to remove the port connector off of the 45, because we're going to reuse this port connector on the replacement part. Alright, and so that's it for removing, and we'll show you how to replace it here in a second. Alright, so the replacement part you'll get for a steam trap will already have the fittings pre-installed. That way you don't have to mess with the MPT, and all you have to do is the tube fittings for the swage lock. So that's why we're going to reuse this port connector right here. So the first step, we're following the steps in reverse order from the manual. He's going to install the port connector to the 45 on the top. So you're going to go finger tight, and you're going to do a final quarter turn, making sure to counter torque. Alright, now he is going to attach it to the hose. He's going to attach the bottom fitting to the hose. Again, we're going to use 13/16 to counter torque and 7/8 to tighten. So he's going to go finger tight first. It also might help to go ahead and just attach the top to the fitting just to kind of stabilize it as you're doing all the tightening. So you can get everything finger tight first and then go back and do the final quarter turns on everything. So you do the final tighten on the bottom. Alright, so now that he's back there and tight, we do recommend that you take a Sharpie and do torque marks just to verify that everything's been tightened. So when the next guy comes through and has to replace something, he'll do the same thing. It just ensures that every fitting was checked to make sure it's tight. Now, the rest of the steps, backtracking 4 to 1, you're going to put the panels back on, you're going to hook it back up to SMU, turn everything back on. You're going to want to do kind of some verification validation testing. If you look at the very end of the setup section, there's some tests we recommend just to verify everything's working as normal. But the biggest thing is you should notice that the unit's holding pressure. You're not hearing any blow through, any steam hitting the water in the tank. So that's kind of your check just to make sure that new steam trap you put in is working as it should. So that's it for replacing the steam trap. And if you have any other questions, always give us an email, give us a call, or reference the technical manual. Thanks.